We're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the 80 Latornell Conservation Symposium this year. It is a conference that was initiated with funds that Art Latornell left as a legacy, and the Conservation Symposium was born.
Looking back 20 years ago, the first Latornell Symposium was a pretty modest event by today's standards. I think probably about 150 people, lasting only a day, taking place at the University of Guelph. And it's really evolved into what it is today.
It's the largest conservation event in the province. There are so many great learning opportunities. Most of the folks that attend this event, they mark it on their calendar to attend. If you only have the funding or an opportunity to go to one conference a year, certainly Latornell is the place to be.
The Latornell Conference is important because I think it's one of the only opportunities where the entire community, conservation community, can come together.
Where can you meet so many different people of so many different disciplines, different organizations? We have the young conservation professionals, we have the Soil and Water Conservation Society, we have the grant recipients who come from a number of non-government organizations. You have government organizations, private sector, and the conservation authorities. Everybody coming together to explore conservation issues.
It's regenerative in nature. It helps us all to understand how much we've progressed. We look back at the programs and see the kinds of issues that were important maybe 10 years ago, and sometimes things seem to never go away. They come back again, and other times we realize how much we've moved on.
We can't change up everything every year, but every year we've tried to provide a little bit more using different technologies. We've greened the conference a little bit more. We've added some different activities so that it creates a little bit of a different vibe every year.
We really look closely every year after the event of things we can do to improve. It was very important for us to walk the talk, to green the conference, and we're really proud of working with the Nottawasaga Inn. It's a family-owned resort. The Biffis family own the resort, and for the last 18 years, the collaboration and working closely with them has certainly made this a premier conservation event.
A lot of the participants last year participated in something we call Latornell Checkup. There was a number of both focus groups as well as a questionnaire that we put out. One of the things we were concerned about was whether the conference continued to meet the needs of the participants, and overwhelmingly the participants told us that it still meets our needs. It's good value for the money that they pay for it, and we continue to think so.
People enjoy getting out into the countryside and in an area of Ontario that is near most of the population, and yet it's still quite rural. It's scenic. You come out there, you look forward to the venue, which is somewhat intimate, although it can accommodate almost 1,000 people.
We have a partnership with Trees Ontario who help us plant trees here locally in the Nottawasaga watershed. Over the past 6 years, we've planted over 30,000 trees. And we started this initiative to offset the carbon of folks actually driving to this location. You can imagine with 1,000 people coming to this event. And that was important to us to look at ways to green the event. And so now with those, there's over 4,000 trees planted every year after this event. And so we can promote and profile that to our delegates, that they're actually kind of giving something back.
The other part of the information that we got back from the delegates was that the networking and the experience of learning was so important to them, and that helps to guide the content that we put together every year as well.
The diversity on the program is absolutely incredible. You find yourself poring over the program again and again to make sure that you're not missing something that you really want to take in.
I'm really proud of the level of science that the conference offers. We deliver the conference exploring topics that are leading edge, that are exploring the issues of the day, the important issues, environmental issues of the day. We are looking at things that are also allowing people to explore beyond their normal discipline. So these are ways that people can break out of their shell and of their mold. They're not just ecologists, but they understand a broader and bigger conservation mandate.
I certainly remember in those early days meeting people that were established in their careers and had worked in the conservation program, and a little bit surprised that they were so generous with their time Certainly when I have the opportunity to speak to young people or when they approach me, I'm as generous with my time as I can be. And I think, again, it really embodies the vision that Art Latornell had for developing young people, and the symposium that bears his name today knits the generations together and really develops that common sense of purpose among all of us.
We have a grant program that supports the attendance at the conference by NGOs, young professionals, young conservation professionals, university students. We raise funds for that through an auction. And so certainly that has been a tremendous opportunity. We've offered roughly 20 grants per year, and this year we were able to offer 37 grants.
The Latornell Endowment Fund and the Latornell Conservation Symposium have opened a number of doors for me. I became involved as a student moderator. I've presented posters at the conference several times. I've joined the steering committee and served in a few different capacities. And now I've also become a bit more of a leader in my field when it comes to training and, in some respects, even mentoring the student moderators that we bring on board with us each and every year.
We have a committee of about 20 people. They're all from different organizations. Conservation Ontario, of course, is really important to us in terms of being the secretariat. We couldn't do it without their social skills, social media skills, without the banking skills, and without their communication skills. So without them, we wouldn't be able to deliver the conference. By the same token, we have a number of other people who bring tremendous skills to the table, from the logistics side of it, from the entertainment side, bringing their A game all the time, but also just bringing their other soft skills that they have. Everyone at the table is a technical professional, but everyone has another set of things that they can do as well.
Art Latornell believed very strongly in mentoring young people and bringing young professionals into the conservation fold. The Latornell Symposium's logo is indicative of that. We have an ancient tree with the silhouetted faces of an older gentleman and a younger looking student or person with heads bowed in reflection or study. Related to that, this year we decided to launch a new initiative at the Latornell Conservation Symposium, which is our mentoring pilot project or a mentoring program.
All of us have had a helping hand along the way or have needed a helping hand along the way, and I think it's important that particularly people of my generation and that give back a little bit more and help to drive the next generation of conservation professionals.
And what we're trying to do with this new initiative is to connect people from all across the spectrum, whether they be students or young professionals, people who are working in the conservation sector at the beginning of their career, all the way up until senior level folks within the conservation and environmental community.
I'm really, really excited about its opportunity, and I think that Art Latornell would be so proud to have seen the work that the steering committee pulled together to do this, and I hope that everyone will participate in it, because I think he would find that to be a tremendous legacy. Conservation work, I don't think has ever been more important than it is today. With the level of waning interest on behalf of the governments, I think it's important that we continue to make conservation a priority. A symposium like this has the opportunity to explore all different kinds of healthy environment avenues. We talk about healthy water, we talk about healthy terrestrial environments, aquatic environments. We talk about even healthy services that the ecosystem provides to humans. It explores all those avenues. At the end of the day, all of what we do in conservation is about protecting people and property, the biodiversity of the systems that we enjoy every day, that provide us with food, that provide us with shelter, that those systems, without them, we can't be healthy. And so a lot of people don't recognize that inextricable link, but it's there, and it's our job to make sure that it continues to provide those services and those benefits to the residents of Ontario. At the end of the day, our best job is to come together, to share that information, and to show how we can take that back and translate it onto the ground in our own communities for a healthy and safe environment.